text Ron or see if he can
I just did.
get off and call back in?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Stan, do you want to call a meeting to order?
This is Stan. It's June 10th, 2020. The Dayton Council is holding a special meeting to appoint someone to fill the Ward 2 council seat and to consider changes to police policies. We're holding this meeting by phone because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the stay-at-home order. Present on the phone line is our attorney, Reed Murtaugh, clerk treasurer, Michelle Fridwell, Marshal Scott Taylor, and members of the town council. We'll take a roll call. Jen?
Here.
Ashley? Here. And I'm Stan Kiger. I'm here. Ron, are you online yet?
It looks like he just hopped on.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Jen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear us, Ron?
Ron, are you there?
If you do not have a pound or hash. This conference will now be recorded.
Ron, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The papers. Tell me where you're at.
We are getting ready to turn over to Marshal Taylor.
Okay, good. We just did the roll call. Okay, I'm here, Ron Kohler. Hey, Scott, you got something to say?
Yes, this is Marshal Taylor, Dayton Police Department. I have proposed 5 new policies for the Dayton Police Department and the replacement of a 6th. All of you have seen these policies been sent in February and again in May after the attorney and I made some minor corrections in them. What I would like is a motion to accept and to add the following policies: a property disposition policy, a body-worn camera policy, the body armor policy, the OC policy, which is the pepper spray policy, and a vehicle operation policy. In addition, I would like a motion to replace the current pursuit policy with the policy dated today's date, June 10th, 2020.
All right. Ron Kohler, make a motion to approve the addition of the following Dayton Police Department policies dated 6/10/20. The property disposition policy, the body worn camera policy, the body armor policy, the OC policy, the vehicle operation policy. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay, Stan seconds it. Have a roll call vote. Ashley, how do you vote?
Yes.
Jen, how do you vote?
Yes.
Stan, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I'm Ron Kohler. I vote yes, so the motion passes. Okay, I make another motion to replace the Dayton Police Department pursuit policy with the policy dated 6/10/20. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt that.
And who seconded it? Just for,
Stan.
Dan.
thank you.
Okay. And how do you vote, Ashley?
Yes.
That's the highest number in the head-to-head.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you. I vote
Okay.
yes.
Jen, how do you vote?
Yes.
Hang on a minute. Okay, I didn't hear that. Let's start the vote
This
over.
is Jen. I vote yes.
Is now,
What?
voters, it is right.
This is Jen. I vote yes.
Okay. Okay, Stan voted yes, Ashley voted yes, and Ron, I vote yes. Okay, so the motion carries.
Okay, thank you, Ron. Ron has the original copy.
Okay.
If you would sign and date that, I will pick it up tomorrow and get signatures from
Okay.
the remaining council members at that time, and then turn the original over to the clerk for filing.
Okay, good, thank you.
That
Okay.
concludes my portion today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Okay, before we start this discussion, I want to send a thanks and best wishes to Al Beavers and thank him for stepping up and running for public office and for all his efforts at taking office. I'm sure you all join me in wishing him all the best as he now deals with unforeseen circumstances. So we have two letters of interest for filling the vacancy. One is from Carla Snodgrass and one is from Danny Spencer. Each council member will have an opportunity to talk, and then we'll take nominations. Ashley, would you like to start it?
Yes, and if I could, President, I'd like to enter into public record the letter that's received with 33 signatures on it. In support of Danny Spencer. So what follows is a letter from the people of Dayton asking the Dayton Town Council to choose Danny Spencer as Al Beaver's replacement for Ward 2 representative. The political powers in Dayton have been a stormy sea for the last 2 decades if one really looks back at our history. There's been one upheaval after another, but nothing has been so explosive as the last 5 years or so. The advent of the internet has caused problems that no one saw coming. Danny Spencer has watched it all unfold, but unlike some of the rest of us, he's had the restraint not to become embroiled in it publicly. He rarely shares anything online, and when he does, it's nothing more controversial than pictures of his dog. The powers that govern our town have become locked into an ugly fight. Swapping out one party of the board members seems to have done nothing but to end this controversy. We're still at each other's throats. The only way to put a stop to this vicious battle between the two parties is to start over with new blood. When replacing Al Beavers, if we place a candidate from either side in his spot, either with past board members or faith candidates, only one party will be represented. No matter which choice is made, one side will be unhappy. About half of the voters in this town will be alienated one way or another. Therefore, the best choice is not to choose someone who identifies with either party. Danny Spencer is neutral in this fight. He does not represent either party. Therefore, choosing him would allow both sides to feel like they have the possibility of having their voice at the council table. He has vowed not to vote because of one party or the other demand it, but because he feels it's in the best decision for Danny. Danny has a college degree. He has a higher order thinking skills that are required to do the important work of the council. He's worked at the same company for decades. Therefore, one could conclude that he has the loyalty to stick with the job even when the going gets tough. That will be important for his future role on the council. He is also loyal, dependable, hardworking. He has been married to wife Deetra since 1993 and has 4 grown children. He has the maturity and experience to help him learn what needs to be learned. We, the people of Dayton, humbly ask you to consider Danny Spencer for Ward 2 on the Dayton Town Council. So at least stormy sea that Dayton's found itself in may start to smooth and become less troubled waters. And this was signed by 33 town residents.
Okay, thank you.
I and I think other board members have spoke with Danny, and I do find him to be a reasonable, level-headed person. I think he would be a very good fit on this town board, and I agree with what the letter says. I don't think he has a particular agenda. I know after talking to him that he's genuinely interested in doing what's best for our town, and I would support Danny Spencer.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else
Thank
got
you.
a comment? Okay, I would like to thank, go ahead, Jen.
Oh, I just have a letter that I was going to read from Al Beavers.
Okay. Okay.
It says, to all concerned, this is an open letter of recommendation to the residents of the town of Dayton, the town council, and the town clerk for the Ward 2 council seat vacancy. There are perhaps several people who could serve from this ward in the capacity of moving the town forward into the future. Growth is inevitable. Fashioning it to become a fit into the lives of those who live here will need to meet vision and obstacles. Poising the right questions, weighing the merits of answers, and finding solutions will be part of those tasks required. And having some past experiences working with Carla Snodgrass, I would at this time wholeheartedly recommend her for the council seat of Ward 2. Sincerely, Al Beavers.
Okay, thank you. I want to thank both applicants for giving us a chance. Happens tonight, I hope we see them both involved in the community affairs in the future. Now, I have quite a stack of letters, and they're all in favor of Carla Snodgrass. I'd like to read a couple of them. One of them is a Ward 2 council seat as you consider applicants to fill the vacant council seat. I'd like to remind you that Dayton just held an election and Al Beavers won by 56 to 44% margin. I've been vocal about allowing the people to vote on things that will permanently change the flavor and ambiance of the town. While the town doesn't meet that standard, I'd like to remind you that we just did vote, and Ward 2 voters made it clear that the ideas and ideals presented by Al was their choice. Carla ran in the last election in essentially the same platform as Al, and she lives in Ward 2. She should be appointed to succeed him with respect to Ward 2, and that's signed by Cindy Marsh, Shady Lane. The second one is Dayton Council. I'm writing to express my hope that you appoint Carla and replace Al Beaver's spot. Carla has qualities that the town needs and deserves. I've known Carla for several years and believe she's one of the best, has one of the best qualities that she's a great listener, and as you know, you can't make great decisions without listening to the facts. Carla is not an ass kicker. She will always put the people of Dayton first. She will not be swayed by developers or self-gain. Decisions should not be taken lightly. She's been at almost every town meeting since she came to this town. Carla's honest, hardworking, and will always put Dayton first, and that's Linda Bell of Prairie Lane. Okay, anybody else like to make a comment before we have a motion?
I just do want to say that I think it's awesome. I appreciate that we have two very capable people looking to step up.
Okay, good.
Carla is familiar with the issues.
Okay. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'd make a motion that we nominate Danny Spencer to Ward 2 representative.
We have a motion for Danny Spencer's Ward 2 representative. Do we have a second? Okay, hearing none, it dies for lack of a second. Do we have another motion?
I make a motion.
With Snodgrass for Ward 2 representative on Dayton Town Council.
Okay, we have a motion by Jan for Carla Snodgrass. Who seconds it?
I'll second it, Stan.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to appoint Carla Snodgrass, Ward 2 council seat. We'll take a roll call vote. Ashley, how do you vote?
No.
Dan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Jen, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ron, I vote yes for Carla. Okay, the motion passes 3-1. Carla Snodgrass is now appointed to the Dayton Town Council. Congratulations to Carla. Now I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, in a second. I second it. Got a motion to adjourn in a second. Ashley, how do you vote? Yes or no?
Yes.
Jen, how do you vote? Yes or no?
Yes.
Stan, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Ron, I vote to close the meeting, so meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. See you Monday.
Yeah.